29-year-old female, diagnosed as acute schizoaffective disorder. The usual indicators: depression, anxiety, violent acting out, delusions of persecution. The delusional architecture is fairly unique. She believes that a machine called a Terminator, which looks human, of course, was sent back through time to kill her.
That's original.
And also that the father of her child was a soldier sent back to protect her.
No.
He was from the future, too. The year 2029, if I remember correctly. 2029. 2029, if I remember correctly.
So just how accurate are some of these movies? Oh, they're exact. They're exact. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. My favorite one out of the whole series. Very biblical name, Judgment Day. Just like all the rest of them. We have Genesis. We have Salvation. Rise of the Machines. But we can't forget about these three. Dark Fate, Algorithm, and Skynet Rising. Skynet Rising came out in 2024. Well, that's interesting because Skynet is definitely rising. AI governance. You know, like the all-seeing eye on the dollar bill, looking down on the whole world.
We're never going to mature and develop godly character until we learn to live with the all-seeing eye on us all the time.
Joyce Meyer knows what's going on. Thanks, Joyce. But we know that you're a devil, and that's why you know exactly what is going on.
Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again.
So, Donald Trump, we don't have to vote in 4 more years? You mean like around 2029? You know how Sarah Connor said that that's when it all goes down? 2029, where my timelines come exactly to. We won't have to vote anymore. Well, I could assure you this, guys, that when they talk about not voting anymore in the all-seeing eye and all this in 2029, they don't think that Jesus is actually coming back. They think that they're going to have their new world order with the AI, all-seeing eye governance. That's why it's on the dollar bill. It's not about Jesus Christ. The people who run the world are actually telling everybody, but most people just haven't caught on because you have to do your research on the internet to find these things out. Revelation chapter 12. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven. I see that as the falling away. And did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days, or 42 months. But who is this man-child that is caught up before the last 42 months? Well, it says here that he was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. Revelation chapter 2, verse 26 and 27. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So the overcomers are the man-child, the one new man that Paul talks about, that rule over all nations with the rod of iron. And then we have Isaiah chapter 66, verse 6 and 7. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord that rendereth recompense to his enemies. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Key word here is before. Before her pain came. Like the last 42 months. Just like in Revelation. So if we're out of here, 42 months before 2029, that puts us at about 2025, maybe 2026. Like I've been saying. So, Ray Comfort's busy, going on Joyce Myers and partnering up with TBN, just a brood of vipers and devils. I'll be waiting eagerly to see what is actually going to happen, because guys, you don't need me to tell you to look around and see where everything is headed and see what is being set up to happen. It's happening. And guys like Ray Comfort, he's not talking about it. He's on Joyce Myers. He's with TBN. All these guys on TV, man, they don't have the courage to talk about the truth. And if they did, they wouldn't be able to talk about it where they're at.